There is a law of human nature that no one tells you about in school. The world loves a hero, but it loves a fallen hero even more. As you rise, as you become the vanguard, the one at the front of the pack, you become a target. When you were struggling, people cheered for you because your struggle made them feel better about their own. But now that you've succeeded, your excellence has become a mirror. And in that mirror, they see their own laziness, their own excuses, and their own failures. Most people cannot handle that reflection, so instead of climbing up to your level, they will try to pull you down to theirs. They will look for your flaws. They will wait for your mistakes. They will try to cancel your progress. To be the vanguard, you must develop the skin of a rhino and the heart of a lion. You must realize that criticism is the tax you pay for being uncommon. If no one is talking about you, if no one is jealous of you, if no one is trying to stop you, it means you aren't doing anything significant. The crowd only throws stones at the trees that bear the best fruit.
Stop trying to be liked. The desire to be liked is a chain that will keep you a slave to the average. The vanguard doesn't seek approval, they seek respect. And respect is earned through results, integrity, and the courage to stand alone when the crowd is shouting. Expect the envy. Embrace the isolation. Understand that the more you achieve, the smaller your true circle will become. This isn't a tragedy, it's a filtration process. You are moving from the quantity of the many to the quality of the few. Don't look back. Don't slow down to explain yourself. Keep running. The higher you go, the quieter the noise of the crowd becomes. In the high-level game, perception is a weapon. The vanguard understands that they are always on stage. Every word you speak, every action you take, and every silence you maintain is being analyzed. To be untouchable, you must master the art of controlled transparency.
Most people are open books. They tell everyone their plans, their fears, and their secrets. They think they are being authentic, but they are actually being reckless. They are giving their enemies the blueprint to destroy them. The vanguard is authentic, but never fully exposed. You share your values, but you hide your moves. You show your strength, but you never brag about your wealth. You are the iceberg. What the world sees is only 10% of the massive foundation that lies beneath the surface. You must learn to speak with weight. In America, we have too many people who talk too much and say too little. The person who speaks the least in a room often has the most power. Why? Because when they finally do speak, their words have the force of a hammer. They don't waste breath on gossip, excuses, or small talk. Master your body language. Master your tone. Master the stare. When someone tries to push you, don't react with anger. Anger is a sign of weakness. React with a cold, calm presence that signals, I am the master of this environment.
Control the narrative of your life. If you don't
tell the world who you are. The world will invent a version of you that serves its own interests. Be the architect of your own reputation. Be the master of the first impression and the final word. We live in a world designed to steal your focus. We are bombarded by micro-distractions, notifications, emails, social media, and the constant demand for our attention. The vanguard knows that focus is the new IQ. It is the ultimate competitive advantage. While everyone else is multitasking their way into mediocrity, the vanguard is practicing deep work. You must build a temple of focus around your mission. This means decoupling from the noise. It means having the discipline to turn off the phone for 4 hours and solve a problem that takes a decade of thinking. It means saying no to 99% of opportunities so you can say yes to the 1% that actually moves the needle. Most people are busy, but they aren't productive. They are running on a treadmill. Lots of sweat, but they are staying in the same place. The vanguard doesn't care about busy. We care about leverage.
Ask yourself every morning, what is the one move I can make today that makes everything else easier or unnecessary? Protect your mornings. Your first 3 hours are the most valuable assets you own. Don't give them to the news. Don't give them to your inbox. And don't give them to other people's agendas. Give them to your empire. The ability to sustain focus on a single goal for a long period of time is what separates the greats from the good. The world is full of starters. The world is starving for finishers. Be the person who finishes. Be the person who stays in the room until the job is done. Be the person who is so focused that the rest of the world disappears. That is how you bend reality to your will. As you gain power, you will be tempted to become soft. You will want to be the sage, wise, peaceful, and compassionate. And you should be, but a sage without a sword is just a victim waiting to happen. The vanguard is the sage with a sword. You have the wisdom to seek peace, but you have the strength to wage war if necessary. You are kind to the weak, but you are a nightmare to the wicked. You understand that in this world there are people who only respect one thing: strength.
If you are too nice, you invite parasites. If you are too forgiving, you invite betrayal. You must have lines in the sand that no one is allowed to cross. And if they do cross them, the consequences must be swift, certain, and severe. This isn't about being a bully. It's about being a guardian. You are guarding your standards, your family, and your vision. In America, we have a crisis of weak leadership. We have people who are afraid to make the hard decisions because they want to stay popular. The vanguard doesn't care about popularity. The vanguard cares about effectiveness. Sometimes being a leader means being the villain in someone else's story. Sometimes it means saying, "You're fired." Sometimes it means saying, "This isn't good enough." Wear your power with humility, but keep your sword sharp. Be the person who prays for peace, but trains for the storm. When people look at you, they should feel a sense of safety, but they should also feel a healthy sense of caution. They should know that you are a good man, but they should never forget.
But let us speak of the weight that no one likes to mention. Let us speak of the cold wind that blows at the top of the mountain. When you become the vanguard, you lose the luxury of complaining. Most people use complaining as a social glue. They bond over their shared miseries, their shared excuses, and their shared hatred for the system. But the moment you rise, you can no longer participate in that ritual. If you complain to those below you, you create panic. If you complain to those beside you, you create competition. If you complain to the world, you reveal your weakness to your enemies. The vanguard must learn to be their own sanctuary. You will reach a point where your old friends no longer recognize you. They will say you've grown cold or distant. They don't understand that your silence isn't arrogance, it's filtering. You are moving at a frequency that they cannot hear. You are preoccupied with the survival of an empire, while they are preoccupied with the drama of the weekend. This is the sacrifice of belonging. To lead the pack, you must be willing to no longer belong to the pack.
And then there is the tax of betrayal. As you grow in power, you will be betrayed. It is not a possibility. It is a mathematical certainty. Someone you helped, someone you trusted, someone you fed at your own table will eventually turn against you. They will do it out of envy, out of greed, or simply because they cannot handle the weight of your shadow. The average person reacts to betrayal with a broken heart. The vanguard reacts with a stoic nod. You do not let it shock you. You do not let it make you bitter. You realize that Brutus is always part of the play. You simply remove them from your circle, tighten your defenses, and keep moving. You do not waste energy on revenge. Your success is the only revenge that matters. This is the law of silence. You must learn to carry your wounds in private. You must learn to bleed internally and still show up to the meeting with a smile. Why? Because the world doesn't care about your pain. It only cares about your utility. Your team needs your strength. Your family needs your stability. And your mission needs your focus. Power doesn't change you. It reveals you. It strips away the masks and shows the world what you are actually made of. If you are weak, power will turn you into a tyrant. If you are hollow, power will turn you into a fool. But if you have been through the fire, if you have built your foundation on the granite of integrity, power will turn you into a legend. Do not fear the silence of the top. Embrace it. In that silence, you will find a clarity that the noisy crowd will never know. You will find the ability to hear the whisper of truth amidst the shouting of lies. You are the vanguard. You are the one who walks first into the dark. It is heavy. It is lonely. It is difficult. And that is exactly why it is worth doing.
That you are a dangerous one. Finally, we reach the ultimate burden of the vanguard, the fire. You have built the empire. You have mastered the perception. You have guarded the gates. Now you must ask yourself, for what? Power without purpose is just vanity. Wealth without wisdom is just a fancy way to be miserable. The vanguard realizes that they are not just building for themselves, they are carrying the flame of the ancestor. You are the culmination of thousands of years of survival. Your ancestors fought through plagues, wars, and famine so that you could have the opportunity to lead. You owe them more than just getting rich. You owe them greatness. And you owe the future the same thing. The true test of your power is not how many people serve you, but how many people you empower. The zenith we talked about in episode 7 is now a permanent state of being. You are the great oak tree under which others can find shade. When you die, your money will be divided. Your buildings will eventually crumble. But the standard you set, the way you carried yourself, the integrity you maintained, the fire you sparked in others, that will live forever. This is the immortality of the uncommon. Don't let the fire die with you. Teach the code. Show the way. Be the example of what is possible when a human being refuses to be average.
The journey is long. The burden is heavy. The road is lonely. But you were built for this. You were chosen for this. You are this. Stop looking for a break. Stop looking for a thank you. Stop looking for an exit. There is no exit. There is only the next level. Stay sharp. Stay sovereign. Stay vanguard. The world is watching. Show them how a king walks. I'll see you at the horizon.